Yo, what's good, y'all? Day 47 out here. Content don't stop.
So what's the funniest thing you've seen deployed so far?
Man, where do I even start?
Concealer? No. Concealment? Always.
Live from the front lines, it's absolute chaos out here. Back to you in the studio.
If I die cute.
Ladies, don't let the lashes fool you. I can clear a room and your man.
Cheers to survival and slayage.
Day 3, and I already missed my mom and my Xbox.
My dad's the general. I'm just trying to survive and get back to my Twitch stream.
Before we charge into battle, don't forget to like, follow, and tag a comrade.
All right, real talk. Would you rather cheat or be cheated on?
Cheat. Every time. I ain't built for heartbreak.
Tell them don't wait up. I'm just getting started. They think I'm playing tag. I'm playing chess, and the board's already mine.
What's going on, everybody? We back here, and you already know this is JATV, J Andre TV, and you already know I got another special guest here, you know what I'm saying? But before we do the special guest, please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the J Andre TV show. Come on, y'all! Goddamn noise up in here. Where's the energy? That's what I'm talking about. But yes, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you have a special guest. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this little thing real quick. You know what I mean? He gave me this little biography, you know what I'm saying? Gave me the book of Ecclesiastes to try to read this over. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try to start this. Here we go. In a career spanning over 2 decades, several continents, and an array of musical genres, Elijah Rocq is that rare artiste whose very stage name truly embodies his musical reputation. Because audiences and critics alike agree that whether it be his scintillating and infectious recording or his electric live performances, he never delivers anything less than rock solid excellence. Born Elijah Dixon in Brooklyn, New York as the 6th of 9 children, Lord have mercy, it was his mother's love for music that lit the flame in him that burns so brightly today. Let me tell you something, okay? This guy right here is very talented. I'm telling you, every time I hear he got that soulful voice. I heard him. I go see him perform all the time. Well, not all the time, but you know, I see him sometimes. I'm over here lying saying all the time. But anyway, let me say this, okay? The future is bright for this guy, Elijah Rocq, to take his musical message to an even wider audience and enhance his reputation as the rock of excellence he has been for so many years. Rock on, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Elijah Rocq, y'all. Come on, y'all, put your hands together for the guy. God damn it. I actually did this with 1 take. That was not bad. Wow. Hire me, whoever, out there. So, yes. So, my guy, we are here. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because we were just talking just a while ago. It was just amazing because, like, I know you and, you embrace the roots of Jamaica and everything. But it's just so crazy that we just had this conversation. And it was crazy because I was just thinking, hey, maybe you have some roots from Jamaica. But basically, you just told me that you were born here but raised in Jamaica. And both of your parents or, Explain that to me. Like, let me know. I don't want to do too much. Go ahead. Let me know.
Yeah, well, my father is from New Orleans, Louisiana, and my mother's side of the family is from Virginia. So, I have both sides of the
American parents. That's great. Shout out to you.
Yeah, man. But it's been a journey. Growing up in Jamaica. Experiencing that side of the world and the culture of Jamaica. It's been an experience, and one that I really hold dear to my heart, just because. It wasn't always sweet. It was a beautiful place to live, but it was rough times as well.
So you said both your parents. Your mother's from Virginia, you said?
Yeah.
And your dad is from New Orleans.
Yes.
Shout outs to Nola, because I live in
New Orleans,
and
yeah.
Virginia too.
Mm-hmm.
So both your parents is Americans. So you ended up being in Jamaica. Like, how did that happen? You ended up.
Well, she actually, my mother. And she might, I don't know if she mind me telling a little part of her story.
Come on, Mama, we love you. Come on, you're telling the truth.
But she went to Jamaica with some friends, like the movie Stella and so forth. So she went to the movie, went to Jamaica. She went to Jamaica with some of her friends, and I guess they went there and they enjoyed it, and they went to a party and they met some people and so forth, and then she met the man who became my stepfather.
Mama, you better get your groove back. Go ahead, Mama, I ain't mad at you. Come on now.
And then I lived in
Jamaica.
And then when she got back to America, and she said, "We're going to Jamaica," and we went to Jamaica, and I was
there. So she
there.
just came out of nowhere and said, "We're going out there."
We're going to Jamaica, yeah.
Wow.
And she just moved all her 5 young ones to Jamaica, and we lived there I lived there for 30-something years, so. Yeah.
Oh, cool. We won't discuss the age.
Well,
that's great.
you can take on that part.
We won't do that, all right? We won't, okay? Keep the culture, just keep it all right? So you were born in the U.S., all right, raised in Jamaica. So what was like that shift like, you know what I'm saying? I remember I came to you a question. I said, how do you think growing up on the island, it like shaped your identity of who you are?
Well, it had a lot to do with it, because, growing up in America, listening to Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Gregory Isaac, and then actually moving to Jamaica and growing up listening to the vibe and the culture and hearing the sound system and the whole thing, it had a lot. I think when I moved to Jamaica, that's when I discovered really my voice, and that I had a voice that I wanted to sing, really.
So how old are you exactly? Did you start when you started singing? Like, did you?
Oh, I was like 10. I was 10 years old when I started writing songs and singing in Jamaica, and so forth. I guess it was just a natural environment with the birds singing to me every day and the crickets and all that. A melody came to me, and I started making my own melodies and so forth.
Did you write for anyone, like any artist or stuff? Or any
well, I was with a band at the time. I never really wrote per se for anybody, but I was with a band and I wrote for the band. Like I wrote songs that got popular.
You did some tours too?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
tell us about that.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
definitely.
First of all, where in Jamaica did you grow up in?
We call it the North Coast.
Okay.
The North Coast,
Okay.
St. Anne.
Oh, St. Anne.
Yeah, St. Anne, that's where I moved. So I was up in the hills in a little district called, at the time called Crucial Ground. Crucial Ground. It was kind of crucial. Yeah,
crucial times, huh?
Yeah. But and just growing up seeing the chickens walking around and just nature. I mean, when we went to Jamaica, there was no shower. There was no light, so we had to use the lamp. We had to use take kerosene, kerosene oil.
Yeah.
I put the kerosene oil in the bottle and shake it up and torch it.
Yeah.
And to take a shower, we had to. Well, she brought like a little portable shower thing where you put the water in it and then you put it and then the water run.
Yeah,
and you'll be bathing and you see the little lizards coming by coming to you.
And the water sometimes don't ever, it would be like Luke cold.
No, it was cold. The water was cold.
The water be cold as hell all the time. I know a couple times I visited down there when I was young.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
so I'm saying like, you know, we are one of them. We are one of them where...
Shout outs to the slums, man. Come on,
we
man.
grew up knowing what it was like, you know, to do certain things where we see other people take for granted. And so, you know, like, to me, it was an experience. Like, I never once shunned it, you know, I embraced it and I experienced it and I enjoyed it, you know, running to the river and, you know, jumping in the water and looking at the fishes swim by you and all that stuff, you know. So, you know, everything was just an experience and it was beautiful.
All right, let me ask you this question. Do you feel more connected to your American side or the Jamaican roots? Or is it like a full blend?
That's a good question right there. You know,
Ain't playing?
I do. I think I feel more connected to the Jamaican side because everywhere I go, I always gravitate to the Jamaican side more than the American side. Like
we can hear
culture.
it. We can definitely hear it. We definitely hear what you're embracing the most.
Yes, I think I gravitate more to the Jamaican side.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's cool, man. That's cool. Okay, so let's see. What inspired you to start singing while in Jamaica? Like, what was there? Okay, was there a moment, or artist that like, you know, kind of hit that spark? Cause I know you say you heard some, you know, back in the days you listened to some of the people like Gregory Isaacs and stuff like.
Yeah,
were those
you
the
know,
people? Or?
Growing up back then, you know, the influence was vast. You know, like you had many different artists at the time.
I'm sorry, he just said back then, you know. Oh, I'm telling you, the Jamaican, I love it. I'm sorry, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, it was vast. You know, like many different artists. And at the time, you had. You know, but you know, the foundation was Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, you know, Steel Pulse. Don't forget Steel Pulse. And then you had like the artists that when I moved to Jamaica, you had like Courtney Melody, you had Admiral Bailey, you had Pinchers, you had Lieutenant Stitchy, you had Papa San. All of these artists was running the place in the 80s, you know, back then.
So do you feel like those people like pretty much influenced your sound of how you are today?
Yeah, because I used to listen to Pinchers a lot. I used to love Pinchers' vibe, and I used to listen to him and Sanchez. And you know, Sanchez, it was just a whole vibe. You know, just growing up listening to the different songs was something new to me. You know, so I enjoyed it, and I think I took a lot from just the culture of listening to the artists. You know.
All right. Let me see. Let me say, did you face any challenges like being an artist, like, you know, being an artist who pretty much like bridges like two worlds? You know what I'm saying? Like Jamaican American. So especially in the music industry, like, did you face any challenges like those?
Yeah. It was always. I think it was always a thing where they used to always say, "Oh, you don't sound fully Jamaican. Mm-hmm. You sound more. You sound like a R&B Jamaican style and that kind of stuff." So. Yeah, but I think that it just helped to form and shape my own sound that people, you know, eventually gravitated to, you know. So it was a challenge because of the accent. Even to this day, if you can hear, I still have like a mixed kind of accent. So the Jamaicans, the
Rascalot accent is there.
So in Jamaica, they always say, "Oh, you don't sound fully Jamaican. Where you from?" And then in America,
really?
You don't sound like shit. Where you from? So.
It's crazy. I get that too. You know, it's funny. Like sometimes I hear like people know I'm from New York, whatever. But there's people who sometimes they be like, "Yo, like you kind of have like this little country thing going on." I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, and it's crazy because I'm like, yo, people would tell me that out here, but go to the country and say, "Oh, like, you know, you just go over there." Like, yo, where you from? Because I know you ain't from out here. You got to be from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just crazy how that works. It's like people just know like the actual dialect and the country, you know, the language, and they just know if you're that person who's from there
if
or
you're
not.
raw.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, still, we can't speak raw patois.
Yeah,
still,
man.
We can't talk.
I got me saying
raw. We can go raw.
Pause.
And nobody we did today. Why?
I'm saying this time of the era, you know what I'm saying? I know we still in AI, but you still gotta watch what you say with the pause thing. That doesn't go away.
But you know, it's always been to me like I hold it dear, and people that knows me know that I hold it dear, like the experience and me. I feel like, you know, it was a greater reason and a greater purpose for me getting that roots and that culture, you know, because, you know, just to be able to express it and know what the struggle is like growing up in that lifestyle and so forth.
And music is therapeutic, man. It's so cool that, you know, people's able to make music because, like, people make music because they know the audience can relate to the pain that we go through.
And it teaches you to be so resourceful, you know, like you know how to be able to maneuver even more because of limited means. You understand?
Yep.
And I think that's one of the things that I hold to me, where like when other people will be struggling and saying, oh, it's a recession, and to me it's like nothing because I lived most of my life in a recession. So
right.
You know what I mean?
We living, man. If you survive it, man, you good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you know, it's a beautiful, you know, thing.
So do you have like wait, before I even say that, tell us about your tour life. You said that you toured with, did you say Gregory Isaacs?
Yeah, Gregory Isaac, Night Nurse, you know Gregory Isaac,
right? Night Nurse.
Yeah. So you know, it was amazing, you know, because growing up, listening, like I said, listening to Gregory Isaac, listening to all these great brothers that you know, the voices, I never knew that one day I would eventually cross paths with them. You know, growing up hearing my mother play them as a child. You know, and then went to Jamaica, and then I ended up going around in the studios, going around these musicians, recording with these great musicians that played for Dennis Brown, Bob Marley, and all of that, and then eventually touring with Gregory Isaac.
That's crazy. That's dope.
Europe, I went to, I think, Japan, you know.
Damn, I haven't been to Japan.
We did an extensive tour in the U.S. with Gregory Isaac. And it was an experience, trust me. Like I said, it was so surreal because I would have never known that one day in my life I would be able to tour with the man that I heard in my ear growing up as a child. You know?
That's crazy. I was over here telling the guys earlier. I remember back in the days when I was younger, you know, when you're in Jamaica, you don't hear like a whole bunch of, you know, the outside foreign music that, you know, they say, oh, there's more like the straight reggae joint, so you said the come my baby,
you crazy.
We went from there to that's a hit song. Just doing that noise, that's crazy.
Just that, right? Just that hit.
I was like, that's all it took. That's all it took for me to do that shit. Just make noise. That's crazy. He sounded like he was like annoyed because he didn't get what he wants. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make noise and I'm gonna make a song with this too. Yes. So, okay. So another question I want to ask, like, so how do you describe your music in one sentence to someone who never heard your music before? What would you say? That's a tough
what I say? Yeah, it is. One like sentence? You just caught me off guard. One sentence, like, wow. You know, I would say that it's the sound of the soul, like the sound of what comes from within the soul. You know, what the soul sounds like speaking to you. You understand? Like it's a soulful experience where you can't help but feel and hear. You know? I don't know if that was one sentence.
No, it wasn't one sentence. That probably was like 4, but it was good. Sometimes you can't, because sometimes it has more expressions. Like, what can you do? You know, I asked a difficult question. I apologize. Okay, so what's next for you? Like new music, visuals, tours. Like what should people look out for? Like what's going on with Elijah Rocq? Like what's going on? What are we looking for 2025 and beyond? Damn it.
Just life and music, and sharing the soul and sharing the love. Putting out music that people can relate to and that can uplift, inspire, educate, and inform at the same time, entertain. I have a single that was released by Clive Davis of it used to be a VP Records, but he has his own label now called Aqua Gym Records, and he released the song. I did a cover of Sam Cooke called Trouble in Mind, and that one is getting good reviews and so forth, and it's just promoting it, and I'm just putting on music, and I'm just sharing the love, and sharing what I have to offer, As you know, I perform and people love me everywhere I go, and also I'm gonna be having some merchandise.
Nigga, nobody don't be loving you where you be going, bro. What you talking about? Niggas don't be loving you. I'm just playing. Nah. You was just at where you was at? Footprints what? Yesterday or Wednesday? Wednesday, right? Killing it, man. Yo, you gotta let people know when you showing up over there. Let people know you have like other shows that's coming up, like other performances that's happening like soon.
Yeah, definitely. Like
what's
I
the
said,
main places that you perform? Because I know Footprints is one, Topaz
it varies,
is another
one. It varies, wherever I'm called to come, I'm gonna be there, and I just go. I can't specifically tell you that I'm gonna be here or there. Sometimes you catch me, sometimes I share it, and if I feel like, and so I'll be around many different places though.
Oh, that's crazy. So I gotta
But if you follow me, once the people follow me, then they know where I'm gonna be.
Yeah. You make sure you follow him, okay? I'm sure the link was somewhere on the television there on your screen. That's earlier, so you can check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for this guy, Elijah Rocq. Come on, y'all, put your hands together, goddammit. It's not over yet because we got a little something for you, sir. We got a little lab downstairs where you got to do your little thing. We got the people want to hear you. We don't heard you talk. Now we want to hear your music. We want to hear what you've been doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that all right?
Definitely.
So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Definitely.
We're going to go ahead and do that. Shout outs. Cam Time Productions, goddammit. Shout outs to you guys, all right? And shout outs to the people who came through, my man Darian, shout outs to him. Shout outs to my book bag that's sitting over there in the audience too. That's just, waiting to be picked up and take home. So yeah, we'll be right back with some music with my guy. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, before I even get out of here, did you hear that question too? Do you remember the Jamaican question I saw in that little joint?
Could you fall in love with a man if him can't whine at all?
Nah. If you can't whine with me, you can't live with me. Go back home. Love, me leave me back home. Me can't even take you serious if you're stiff like board.
Wine?
Wait. If you can't move your waist, me can't take you serious.
Could you fall in love with a man if him can't whine at all? What do you think I answers to that for? You think a woman can do that?
Mean for
I'm saying, because I know you've been in Jamaica.
You're asking the females if they could fall in love.
They can do that, but I'm saying for you, do you think like females can fall in love with a guy if you can't do that? Do you because I know you grew up in Jamaica.
Well, I don't know. It depends on.
Because I feel women are open-minded.
I think it depends on the ethnicity of.
Ethnicity, right? Yeah.
Where the female come from? Where she from? If she come from Trinidad, then I'm almost certain that it's gonna be hard for her to fall. Who can't whine, right?
That's a good one. Right.
Yeah, but.
Yeah.
No, but I wanted to ask you a question. Before we go to, I don't know if they cut off the camera, but
no, they ain't cut it off yet.
Yeah. So you said your family from what part of Jamaica are you from?
My family, my dad is like my family's from like Kingston, Augusttown, and like Jonestown.
Oh, Augusttown.
I think my mom's is like from St. Andrew or St. Catherine, one of them places. I don't know. I know my brother was born in Jonestown, and my sister was born in Augusttown, and my father was born in Augusttown too. Nice. So I'm the only Yankee I was born here in the States.
Yeah, Yankee boy.
Yeah, Yankee boy. You too, nigga.
Yeah, man. Well, there you have it.
You just got snatched
Yeah,
up.
man, but
I snatched up and delivered back. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, but
So can I tell the people where they can find my?
Yes, man, go ahead. This is your shit. Tell everybody
All right,
what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Elijah Rocq.
No, it's not.
That's well, it's right on the camera, so I mean, on the screen, so you see it.
We designed
You
that.
can find me on all platforms. You know, I'm on Instagram. That's Elijah Rocq Music. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. I have an album called Back to Me on Spotify and a host of singles. You know, once you look me up, you find it. Just look at my name, Elijah Rocq. That's ElijahRocq. Check me out. Follow me. And I also have some dope merchandise coming soon. So once you follow me,
you got merch coming out? That's dope.
I have merch coming out. So it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be crazy nice. And you know, I'm just working, and I want to make sure that I can give you the best of me. All right?
He ain't got no merch coming out. I'm just playing. Nah, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Elijah Rocq, y'all. Come on! Make some goddamn noise. Yes, y'all, and we'll be coming right back with some more music. Elijah Rocq.
Come and ease my troubling mind, yeah. I wish somebody would come and ease my troubling mind. Oh, yes, I do. I want somebody come and ease my troubling mind.